Hello, dear friends. Spiritual sovereignty is the ability to remain a subject, not an object. Opinion piece, sovereignty, independence, historical process. Silence is preparation. Extraordinary moment. Fifth generation warfare. Final phase of manifestation. It is not chaos, but correction. Transformation of consciousness. It is not destruction, but restoration. Let's start. Individual sovereignty in fifth generation warfare consists of your ability to maintain autonomy of thought, emotion, decision, and behavior in the face of informational, mental, and technological manipulation operations that seek to turn you into just another cognitive target on an omnipresent battlefield. Fifth generation warfare is characterized by non-kinetic actions such as social engineering, disinformation, cyber attacks, and the use of emerging technologies aimed at influencing perceptions and behaviors. In this context, the battlefield is everywhere. Social networks, mobile devices, the everyday economy, affective relationships, and every human being becomes a node through which narrative emotions and strategic decisions circulate. Individual sovereignty is the power and authority that each human being has over their own life, body, mind, and decisions, inherently and not derived from any other power. Individual sovereignty is the ability to remain a subject and not an object, to continue consciously choosing what to believe, how to live, and whom to obey, despite the constant bombardment of stimuli, narratives, and invisible pressures. Guardian Daniel has compiled a cognitive summary of the Internationally Awakened Vanguard since October 2017 regarding the transformation of collective consciousness and the final phase of manifestation. In his view, this is not an ordinary moment, nor just another quiet day within the inherited system. Something is stirring beneath the surface, and those who can feel the pressure already understand this. The silence is not empty. The silence is preparation. For years, the world contemplated a reality meticulously designed by the hidden structures of the dark side. Even in October 2017, a wedge was silently driven into this artificial matrix. What began back then as a silent sequence of digital signals and cryptic breadcrumbs has evolved in nearly a decade into the most monumental, biblical, and historically significant operation that the history of civilization has ever witnessed. On this day, it's time to turn our gaze away from the deafening clamor of the stage and look back with pride on what we have overcome physically and mentally on this unique path. We have survived a war that was never fought with conventional weapons, but rode right directly into your mind, your soul, and your life force. Fifth generation warfare thrives on confusion, the calculated division of families, and the continuous flow of fear and manufactured exhaustion. You have endured far more these past few days than you could possibly realize in the rush of daily life. While the masses were led from one manipulated illusion to the next, you held the line in the trenches of truth. You endured ridicule, withstood the cognitive dissonance of those around you, step by step grew in knowledge, wisdom, and unyielding inner strength. Within the shadows of the current transformation corridor, The legacy system is losing its administrative and financial apparatus every minute. The asset-backed quantum financial system remains ready in orbit. Executive order seizures freeze the layers of the old ruling class, and the war manual design governs the clearing of illegal occupying forces in the background with surgical precision. This is not chaos but correction. This is not destruction but restoration. You are no longer the seekers of 2017, but the steadfast, awakened vanguard carrying the unblemished foundation of truth in your hearts, remaining ready to manifest Ethlo and Gisara freedom in real life. The storm is not the end of the road. It occurs at the moment when what was hidden can no longer remain hidden. On this day, straighten your back and acknowledge the dignity of your own contribution to this script. The shadows are dissipating. The pressure is mounting on the dark side's prey, and the clockwork mechanism of the Allied operation is working flawlessly. Have a deep and unwavering understanding that every step you have survived has brought you here to witness and co-create a new land. Trust in your sovereignty, keep clarity in your heart, and look to the future with immense pride because dawn has broken and the best is yet to come. Iraq War. The Iraq War wasn't about oil, but about the ancient stargate in the Ziggurat of Ur, according to Mr. Kitbull. The official weapons of mass destruction narrative in 2003 was a cover for one of the highest priority artifact recovery missions in modern history. While the world watched the shock and wave campaign on television, elite special forces units were deployed to one specific location, the Great Ziggurat of Ur. This ancient Sumerian temple wasn't just a religious site. It was the location of an ancient working stargate, a portal technology thousands of years old. Saddam Hussein has invested years and billions of dollars in restoring the Ziggurat, but he wasn't interested in tourism. He had discovered the portal's activation codes and was trying to reestablish a direct connection with the gods of the ancient world. The global elite could not allow a rogue dictator to possess the keys to interdimensional travel. The invasion was a race to secure the stargate before Saddam could restore power. Therefore, the US military immediately established a permanent base right next to the Ziggurat, blocking access to the site for over a decade. The looting of the Baghdad Museum was not an accident of war. It was a targeted operation. While the public witnessed the chaos, specialized teams removed cylinder seals and cuneiform tablets containing the mathematical frequencies and key codes necessary to operate the stargate system. These artifacts were not just gold and clay, they were software for ancient hardware. They were immediately flown out of the country on unmarked planes and taken to mine-clearing facilities in Nevada and Switzerland for reverse engineering. And this is part of a global struggle for stargates that has been brewing in the shadows for decades. From the mountains of Afghanistan to the ruins of Palmyra in Syria, the military-industrial complex has used regional conflicts as a smokescreen to seize ancient portal technology. The coalition recently revealed that these portals are being recalibrated to the frequency of the new Earth. The era in which the elite used these portals to escape the consequences of their actions is over. The portals are being closed from the other side, and the keys are being returned to the rightful guardians of the planet. They said they were fighting for democracy. In reality, they were fighting for remote control of the universe. The war was fought in the arena, but the prize was in the stars. Weapons of mass destruction were never chemical but technological, and they have already been transferred. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.